Well, we're coming to the conclusion of Jesus' earthly ministry. And we'll all recall on Thursday in the upper room, Jesus would first wash his disciples' feet. The time had come for him to really be crucified and go to the Lord and end his earthly ministry and enter his heavenly ministry. So the time had come, and what is the first thing that Jesus does? But he washes his disciples' feet. And how we have to today learn to wash people's feet by encouraging them and affirming them and helping them to become the persons that they want to be in this world. And Jesus would say, I give you a new commandment, and that is a commandment to love one another. By that commandment, people will know that you are followers of Jesus Christ. So washing disciples' feet and then giving a new commandment, Jesus calls us to love one another. He comes to John 14, and that's where he makes a great promise about a mansion that he is going to prepare a place for us to be with him. He is preparing a place for his disciples, and he is preparing a place for us, a mansion in heaven to be with him. And what a wonderful experience it will be to be eternally in life with Jesus Christ. And then Jesus and his disciples leave the upper room, and he points to the temple gate. And on the temple gate is the great symbol of the grapes and a vine. And in John 15, Jesus would say, I am the vine and you are the grapes, and that you are to prune the dead from your life and to allow the life of Jesus to grow in you and multiply. And how that symbol is a great symbol for his disciples to be the fruits of the Spirit in this daily life. And then Jesus goes across the Kidron Valley to Gethsemane. And in Gethsemane, Jesus is arrested. And the Roman soldiers come to Jesus and arrest him and take him to the temple. And there Caiaphas, who is the high priest, tries Jesus, and they cannot convict Jesus to death, but they do convict him of blasphemy and claiming to be God. And who would be in the temple court but Peter? And Peter 3 times in the temple court, as Jesus is being tried by Caiaphas, denies Jesus. And what a difficult time it is for Peter to have denied Jesus 3 times, but we'll all remember in John 21, Peter is restored on the Sea of Galilee, and Peter is given the offer, do you want to be a fisher of men, or do you want to return to your fishing business? And Jesus restores Peter on the Sea of Galilee. The risen Christ restores Peter to ministry, and we'll all know what a wonderful, wonderful servant and apostle of Jesus Christ Peter would become. But now we're at the trial, and it moves to the trial with Pilate. And there Pilate at first does not find anything that he can convict Jesus of. But the Jews press Pilate that he is the man who claims divinity, that he is the Son of God. And so Pilate does convict Jesus and sends him to the cross. And Jesus is crucified with 2 other men on the cross. And what a wonderful, wonderful forgiving spirit Jesus had. On the cross, he will say, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And so the people who crucified Jesus, the Jews, are really forgiven people. And then we will remember that Nicodemus, visits the tomb of Jesus and anoints Jesus, the same Nicodemus that in John 3, who must be born again. And I believe that Nicodemus truly was a convert and became a follower of Jesus Christ, even though he served on the Sanhedrin. And so then we move to Easter Sunday morning, the great, great festival in the church. He has risen. We find that the stone is rolled back at the tomb as Mary Magdalene comes, and she meets Jesus, who she first feels is the gardener, and then she realizes it's Jesus, and she says, Rabboni, and Jesus and Mary Magdalene have a wonderful time together, and she hastens back to tell the disciples that Christ has risen. And so we find that at the first time Jesus comes to the disciples, Thomas is not there. And the disciples meet the risen Christ, but then a week later, Thomas meets the risen Christ. And Jesus Kurios, the cry of the early church, He is Lord, is founded from the lips of Thomas. And then we'll also recall that Jesus made many appearances in the 40-day period before his ascension. And on the Sea of Galilee, that's where he restored Peter to be not a fisher of fish, but a fisher of men. And then we'll recall the final Great Commission in Matthew 28. Be my teachers throughout the world and tell the world about the teachings of Jesus Christ. And so disciples are called to be his teachers. And then in Acts 1, that is where Jesus talks about the idea that to the ends of the earth, his disciples are to be his disciples and teachers. Teach and talk about the Lord Jesus Christ. And so the ministry of Jesus Christ is left in the hands of his disciples in Acts 1:8, where he says, go to the ends of the earth and share the good news of it, Jesus Christ. And so the plan is no different today than it was at the cross, that we're to rely on the power of the Holy Spirit, as Peter did in Acts 2 at Pentecost, to be his witnesses in this world and to win people to Jesus Christ and a faith everlasting in Jesus Christ, and to find out a new life, a new beginning, a new wine in Jesus Christ, that we too can be followers of Jesus Christ and find fulfillment in the life of Jesus and find our mission in this world as we walk with him and fulfill his great commission to be his teachers in this world. What a wonderful, wonderful conclusion it is to the ministry of Jesus Christ, that we are called to be his witnesses throughout the world. And we'll close with a word of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, what a gift it is that you brought your Son, Jesus Christ, to this world with your word, and that we too are to join the kingdom of God and become his witnesses to Judea, Perea, to the ends of the earth. Help us to be his witnesses daily, the way we live our life. How great thou art. Amen.